Okay, good afternoon to you all. And today we are starting the Foundation IT online sessions. First, today the first session for the CD batch, CD group, and you will be having online sessions, and I have already shared the session timetable with you. And I am Miroshini Ratnapala. I am working as a senior lecturer in the computing center at the faculty. And the Foundation IT course that we've been doing this course for nearly 10 years, and with changing some curriculums that we have developed this course to give some foundation knowledge on IT that you need for other courses that you are following in your in the faculty, right? So the course syllabus as the first session that we'll give you a very thorough session on how to use Faculty of Engineering e-learning system, because our faculty, the faculty e-learning system is like the base for everything, right? Communication, assessment, submissions, everything, right? So that you have to get familiar with its features, tools to use it confidently. You can't avoid it. It's mandatory to use faculty e-learning system. So that's the first session that we are going to discuss in the Foundation IT program. Then we'll introduce you the self-paced online learning, and I will introduce you because maybe you may have experienced it with the corona and shutdown of the country. The e-learning gets everyone started talking about e-learning, and e-learning was there and for more than 20 years, and starting from the computer-based learning, then it convert to the e-learning. But with the corona problem, most of the people tend to use e-learning, right? So that I will introduce how to do self-paced online learning and how you can use self-paced online learning to develop your knowledge, maybe not only on IT, but on some other subjects as well. And I will introduce some web tools for you to use for your educational purpose, right? And it provides you a great platform to do the collaborative learning, to work with others and online, right? So that I will introduce some of the tools that you can get familiar with those tools and use it so that it can save a lot of your time and effort. And so then there are some courses that I am going to give you that you have to do the self-learning, especially effective presentation design. It's a self-learning course, and you know that you have to do presentations while you are at the faculty, because you have to do projects and viva, all those things you have to do presentation. And I have experience and how the students prepare the presentation and how the students do the presentations, that I want to discuss with you. How you can prepare a good presentation. I mean, prepare means prepare the slides, right? What are the rules? Maybe you have not pay attention when you are preparing the slides, but there are defined rules to prepare the slides when you are doing a presentation, so that you will get to know once that course is completed. And then the next, we'll discuss Office for engineering application. Remember, this is not just Office that you learn so far. As an example, if we take the Word, right? Maybe you are using Word for typing things and preparing documents, but here it's specifically we can use it how to use Word effectively to prepare reports, because you know that you have to prepare reports, you have to write the research papers, and how you can use an editor to prepare reports or prepare research papers, or that how you can use Microsoft Excel for engineering application. It's specifically for engineering application and research base, not the general case. Maybe general case you may have used Excel, but it's not for specifically for the engineering application. Then we will be doing introduction to programming up to some level, and app development, and we'll introduce some tool to develop app using the knowledge that you learn, the programming knowledge. And we hope to have a group project, and do presentation. And I'll share with you the last year project presentation, and they have developed very nice apps. Actually 20 apps they have developed as their group work. I'll share those presentations when we start to do the group work. And I will set up online collaborative environment for you to do the group work freely. And then finally that we have to review the program and evaluation. That is the layout of our foundation IT course. And with the if the time permit, we may able to add some more things based on the other lecturers' requirement, or maybe if you want, you can discuss with some topics later. Right? We'll see if the time permits only. And so if we move to the e-learning, or but actually in not only our university, not only our faculty, we are using different teaching methods, different teaching techniques to teach students, right? And you already know, and even from our age, that we have been using lectures and practicals, camp, field visit, and paper-based examination. So those are some traditional conventional methods that those things were being used for a long time. But apart from that, further to the conventional teaching methods, we are having the conventional teaching methods also. You are having normally lectures, you are having normal practicals, you are having camps, field visits, and paper-based exam. But further to that, you will be having online exams also, right? The exam that you have to do within fields, right? You have done 2 exams so far. You have done English pre-test and IT pre-test online, right? Those are online examination. And assignment submission. Remember, all the assignment submissions are done through the fields, right? And we'll be having online forums, discussions, chatting, and self-directed learning through the fields. And this is not, this is some of the techniques that I have been using. We'll be having more things like maybe peer evaluation, right? You are doing some assignment and you have to do the peer evaluation. Or you can, you might use the system, maybe that, you know, that you can just refer some notes by commenting it, and discussing, arguing it, right? So those are the things that we use in our fields. And so that you have to get familiar with these tools, and you have to learn how to use these tools and confidently use it, because if you make some mistake while you using these tools, you might miss some marks. As an example, and I have been experienced some of the students, when they submit the assignment, if they have not done properly, they may have missed the mark for that submission. And in some subjects, you'll be getting marks for online discussions, like online forum. For effective online discussion, maybe they have allocated 5% from your total marks. that you have to understand how to use these tools effectively and correctly. Right? And if you know that our e-learning system, we call shortly it as fields. Fields is the short term for Faculty of Engineering e-learning system. So that if you refer it as fields, it's a known term within the faculty. And what are the things available inside an e-learning system, right? Normally that LMS is the general terms that we are using for learning management system. And to set up our learning management system, we have used the software, open source software called Moodle, right? If you are interested, just do an online search, Moodle. And Moodle is an open source software. And I will introduce what is an open source software later, because in open source software that we can download free of charge, and we can change its coding to set it up, to configure it as the way we want, right? So that the Moodle is being used as our base of our learning management system. And we have been using it for nearly 10 years. And you have the latest version in our fields, right? And most of the features are available there. And after finishing the first session of this Foundation IT program, you can be a master to use the e-learning system, familiaring all the tools available. All the means that most of the tools available in the fields. And actually not in Sri Lanka, but in other countries, and parents also get access to the LMS, right? That parent can see the progress of their student, how they participate with the course activities and how they get marks. And remember, in our faculty, your grades, marks are also displayed in the e-learning system, right? And that's a personal base. You only can see your marks, or you only can see your grade, right? And so that this is the Faculty of Engineering e-learning system fields, and you already have access it, and I don't want to say it, but you can access it. You can go to our website and you can access. You can see the e-learning links are there, and or you can directly go to fields.pdn.ac.lk. That URL is very easy to remember. So you can directly browse it and go to fields, right? So that I think you already have done it, but right, you already have done it, but as a formality, I will just introduce you. So this is our e-learning system, means fields and how to log in. And when you want to log in the system, you can see either you use this login, or you can see the block drawer. In the block drawer also, you can find the login block if you want to log in. And there's important thing, still it's not applicable to you, but please scroll down until you find the site announcement. So that those site announcements are very, very important, because using this site announcement, we'll announce you the things related to fields, right? Maybe whether the course allocations are done, or maybe the site will not be available for the maintenance purpose, those kind of things, right? So that as a practice, as a habit, when you are visiting the site, please scroll down and see whether there are new announcements and related to you. And another thing, let's say that if you forget your password, right? Always try to use a password which you can remember. But in case if you forget your password, you don't want to contact the help desk. You don't want to send a mail to us. So very easily, very quickly, you can reset it by yourself, like you are doing in other emails or some other system. You have to you have a facility to reset the password, getting an email to the mail that is in your profile, right? Remember, the mail should be in your fields profile. And how to do it, you just can, it's the lost password link is available here and as well as in the login page also. And when you click the lost password, here the lost password, the link lost password, and you will be getting this window. And here you have to provide either, not both. Remember, you should not provide both. You have to provide either your username or your email address, right? You have to provide one of these, not both. And if you, let's say that you provide username, your username is your registration number without slash and is simple, right? That is your username. And if you provide the username here, you have to click this search button. If you click email address, you have to click this search button. Then when you click this search button, it will be sending an email to your mailbox with the link to login. And remember, that link is activated only 4 hours, right? If you didn't continue or use this link for 4 hours, it will be deactivated. Then you have to do it again. And so that is how you can use the site. And but if you remember the password, please type the correct username and correct password and click login, right? So then when you correctly, if you type your username and password, you will be redirected to the login page, sorry, home page of the site. So this is the home page of the site. And in the home page, you can see 3 types of menu. This is we called as top menu. Top menu contains 3 tabs: the home, dashboard, and my courses. And you have here you have the main menu. So this is the main menu, and main menu shows the structure of the site. You can see, you can browse any course from this main menu. Just when you click, you can see the departments, the undergraduate courses. Under the postgraduate, you can see the postgraduate courses, the department under the department, and centers as an unit. This tab is for the staff, and this undergraduate student tab for the students. And there's another menu, and you can see here, if you have uploaded your photo, a photo is displayed. That's your profile photo, and next to the profile photo, you can see down arrow, small arrow down here. Right? So that down arrow, when you open down arrow, that is the user menu. And you have some options. I will show you. I mean, I will tell you what you can do with these options later. And so that the first option is when you click profile, that I mentioned about your profile. So this is your profile, right? And you can see what is the email address in your profile. So this is the email address that you have to use if you want to get the password reset link. And click edit profile and see whether you can provide some information. And there are some things that you can't change. And if you want to change these things, you might need to, if there are some mistakes that if you find, you might need to contact the field help desk. They will help you to update. And here under the description, you can write your own description, maybe your research interest or what you like to do, some introduction which others can see, because your profile can be visible to the others, right? And so here also you can find the course details that you have given access. And remember, there's a view more option here, right? By just looking at it, don't think that I don't have this course, I don't have this course. by clicking view more, you can get the entire list of the courses that are given access to you. And so then in the top menu, there are two important tabs that you have to get familiar. And when you go to My Courses tab, that is the area you can get visible all the courses like in some interactive way. And it shows the percentage that you have completed the course, so whether there are any assignment is due, and you have some assignment to submit maybe this date, and quiz deadlines with all the things. And here you can change its appearance. Here I have selected start course. Start means if I select all, I will get the entire list of courses that I got enrolled, and I can sort it by course name, or I can change the appearance to the list, card, or summary, right? Whatever you want. And when you take a course, as an example, if a course that I think that I'm always accessing, and I can start that course. If I want to start this course, that place your mouse pointer, don't click on it, and you can see three vertical dots are appeared here, right? So that when you click three dots, and you have two options. First one, start this course, and the second one is archive. Start this course means that you can start the course. Starring is like easily accessible. That if you have 10 or 15 courses, if you start 2 or 3 courses, you can just look at the start course and quickly access it. Right? That's the idea of starting the course. Archive, we need archive because let's say that now you when you go to first year, and maybe the foundation IT courses that you don't need to access frequently, right? But all the course list, it will display under your course list, so that it might irritate you, because you only need to access 4 courses, but in your course list there are 16 or 17 courses, right? So what you can do, you can select the courses that you are not currently following, you can archive, right? The course links will be removed from your course list, my courses, but it will be available under archived course list. So that it very easily, very quickly, you can find the presently that you are following courses, right? So it's very simple, right? Just place your mouse pointer and click on this 3 dot and select archive, right? So that you can see it removed from your course list. Now it's not available in your course list, but here under the course overview, there's another option, archive, right? When you click archive, you can see the course that you have already archived. Right? If you want to roll back, if you want to get back into the course page, you have to place your mouse pointer here and click on archive. Right? Now it will remove from archive and it will go to the general course list as that it was displayed earlier. Right? And so that is the my courses one. And remember, you can change this show option, right? If you want to show all the courses, you can change it to another number, right? Or all, right? So then all the courses will display here. Still, you don't need this feature because you have small number of courses. But when you go to 3rd or 4th year, then you will get lot of courses, because we are not removing your course access, and we have to keep your course access until even though you pass out, and for different purposes, for review and for marking and different purposes we need to keep it. So for your easiness, you can archive your courses and only keep your current courses available under normal course list. And so then the next important tab is dashboard. And please raise your hand if you are having any question. I will answer it, and don't go further with some problems. And the dashboard, the dashboard also, you have the course archive. It's the same thing that you had under my courses, so that it's not a new thing. And the changes you have done to the course archive in my courses will appear here also, because it's one course archive overview, even though it appears in two different places. And in the here it has a recently another block called recently accessed courses, and so that you can without browsing, without searching your course, you can directly get what are the courses that you recently accessed. And there's another important thing is the calendar, right? And try to every time try to just look at the calendar, because calendar shows the overview of your time scheduling in the courses, right? As an example, if you have one assignment in one course and the one quiz in another course, you don't want to go to course by course to see what are the assignments scheduled in this way, right? By looking at the calendar, you can get the idea. Okay, I have this assignment scheduled here, on Wednesday, I have this quiz scheduled on Friday, right? And always try to use the OC and the calendar so that you can get an idea. And the scheduling, the deadline, the item which the deadline is set in the courses. And apart from that, if you want, you can also add a new event to the calendar. You can add a user level event. So that is for you. If you want to keep some record about some presentation, or if you want to keep some record about some important event, and you can click new event, and it's very easy. Right, but this is not sophisticated like Google Calendar, and I can't set up the notification things here, and but I can add the event. This you can add your event. It's only for you, and the date and the time should be set. And if you want, you can add more description, location, and if you want, you can add the repeated events. Maybe this event repeated each week or with duration, right? Whatever the information. And when you click save, you can see my event. So this is the event, right? It will show the description. If I have added the description, it will show the description. And I want to edit, just click it back, and can click edit, then you can edit the event, right? Or if you want to delete it, just click on it and you can delete the event. So that is the event for you. And but other events that the course level events that are very, very important to you and you have to attend, you will not miss the deadline if you see these things in the calendar. And here that another thing, and someone if you have logged into the system via the computer, please confirm whether when you are in the dashboard, whether you can see this edit mode slider. Raise your hand whether you can see it. There's a slider in the edit mode. You can raise your hand, because I mentioned that if you have logged into the fields using computer, because it's easy that you can just get another view, right? Okay, right. So that most you have confirmed. That means that this dashboard, you can edit it up to some level, right? So let's see what we can edit here. To edit here, this is a slider. You can move this slider to the right-hand side. Now it will become the page will be converted to the editing mode, right? You can see the editing mode, right? And so this is the default a default one that I have set up. But if you think the course overview, since you have the course overview in my courses, you think that I don't want the course overview on the dashboard, you can remove this one, right? You can delete the course overview block. But you don't want to worry. And if you want to get the course overview block back, you can do it, right? And so that I will, if I want it, since I am having it my courses, I will remove it. And now it's gone, right? I don't have course overview. Right? I have only the calendar and the recently accessed course. If I want to add another block, let's see what are the block available for me to add. Click add a block. And here you can see some of the blocks. You can see, if you want, you can add the start courses, right? And upcoming events, timeline. And I can see, I can add logged in user block. And when I add logged in user block, you can see who, that's your information, who are the logged in user. And if I don't want, I will delete the logged in user. Oh, there are some other blocks also. Just see what are the blocks that you can add. And online, if I add online users, you can see who are the online. Right. There are 132 online users last 5 minutes. Right. You can see the online users. So like that, you can do the changes to your dashboard. Dashboard is editable, right? Or if you are not satisfied with your changes, you can reset page to default, or you can do the configuration as the way you want. And even you can just let's see that if you think that I want the timetable to calendar to come before, I want to give it to the priority, so that you can see that there are the move calendar block icon. Click on that icon, move it top. Right, when you double click here, it's asking where to move it. Right, and so that I will move it to here, so that now it's stopped. Right. So like this, you can do the changes to the dashboard. Dashboard is for you, and it's available for editing. And there's another important thing. I actually missed it in the previous session also. And I have under the foundation program, in the foundation IT main page, I have asked you to do some of the activities. And remember, it's very, very important. I have mentioned it here also under the set up PNG mail and Google Workspace. Please set up this one, password recovery information, right? Because I'm not handling the ENG email. ENG email is handled by the different unit in university, network and communication service unit. So that if you want to change the password, you have to submit the ticket to them. But to avoid that, please add recovery information. You can add both mobile phone and another email to as a recovery information to your Gmail, right? If you add those two information, you don't want to rely with the others. I mean, if you forget your ENG email password, very easily, very quickly, you can reset it. Right. So that's very, very important thing. Because I noticed some of you have forgotten your password, and it's very hard to reset it, and you have to communicate with them. You have to submit a ticket, right? Why you waste another time, right? While you are having very easy thing to do, right? So that remember, if you have added it, that's okay. Keep it very good. But if you have not added recovery information, just do it today. right? Go to the account and it's available. The helpline is available under this My Courses, and the activity that I have set up to log into your email and add your recovery information to your ENG email account. And as the first session, so you may have seen that every communication, every information we are communicating via the session, Foundation IT session course, that session arrangement course, and even the Zoom link and the recording of the sessions, how everything will be available here. And also that the course which is scheduled to this session, right? And you can see the course to complete for this session is Introduction to Fields, right? Every time the link to the course that she scheduled the current session is available here. And as like that, I have already make available the AB group session recording yesterday, and mostly that this session recording I will add tomorrow, and so that it will be available for you to view, and so that we'll visit the course that is scheduled to today, like this, right? And you can go to this course. This is the course, and all the courses, most of the courses, you have the learning video, right? You have to refer the learning video and do the activities. And you may have seen in the earlier course, that not this. I have given some time for you as the offline activity, right? Offline activities on course pages. I have given that time to complete the activities available on the course pages, right? You all can, I mean, when you go to course, you all can see there are some activities that you have to complete, some assessment or some assignment, and all the things that you have to complete. And that's why these times are allocated, right? Remember, at the end of the course, I will prepare a summary, those who have completed the activities. And so please, the idea of this activity to get it practice, so that to make sure whether you have learned the things, whether you can use it confidently, and whether you are familiar with it, and whether you learn the things. That's why I need it to be practically applied. Now remember, you all are going to be engineers, and as engineers, I mean, learning is not enough, right? You have to practically apply it, right? And you have to construct your knowledge. So that's the whole idea of this. We call this as activity-based learning, and that's the best way. I believe that's the best way that to teach students, and they have to do it by themselves, right? Otherwise, even though we've been talking for hours and hours, and nothing will happen, right? But you have to have the confidence that after doing it, okay, now I'm confident with it, right? So that is why I have defined before all the activities the intended learning outcome, so that I expect that you achieve that learning outcome after completing that part, right? And you also can view what is the intended learning outcome for each session, and so see whether you have completed that one, and you have the competency over that things that we have discussed. And I actually missed one thing, and I want to discuss, and I missed this user menu. And here you can see the profile. We have already discussed the first item, profile, and the second item is grades. And remember, you will be getting grades, marks, and via the system, right? And it's not available in the notice board. And so that, but clicking the grades link, you can see your grades in the courses, right? And we have already get familiar with the calendar. Here also the same calendar, you'll be getting it as in a different, the same thing, but in the whole page that you can see the calendar. And so then the private files, and when you go to private files, actually you can, if you want, you can add the private file block to your dashboard also. Private file means the fields provides you some space to keep your files if you need, right? I mean, if you need some files to keep it, maybe to access it from somewhere, you can keep files. And at one time, I mean, the file that you are attaching should not be exceeded 100 MB, but you can have several files. I can't remember the total capacity is given for a person. I just can't remember it. But not very large amount, but some, up to some extent, you can keep some files inside the fields. And everywhere if you go, you can go to private file and access it, and no one can take this one. And it's personal based, it's a personal space, and others cannot access it. And there's other thing that I wanted to tell you, and this is, you will be getting this kind of, this area is a common thing. And if you have to upload something, either it's an assignment or a photo or a file, you will be getting this box, right? You can see this box, and if you want, or if you are allowed, this icon is to create a folder. You can create a folder structure inside that one. And this icon is to upload a file, add a file. Or you can just, the easiest way, you can drag and drop the file inside this one, right? So you open the file in a separate folder, then drag the file and drop it here, then the file will be uploaded. But remember, even though you drag and drop the file, if you don't click the save changes, file will not be saved. And this is very, very important, because in some assignment I have seen most of you just drag and drop the file, and if something happens during that time, you will not be getting the assignment, right? And so we have to be very careful. You have to check whether you have completed the whole process by clicking save changes. It's okay, something can be happen, right? As an example, you uploaded the file, then when you are trying to click the save changes, maybe the internet connection get failed, right? But you might think, okay, I have uploaded the assignment, but it's not the case, right? You have to double check it. You have to again go to course and click on the link in the assignment link to see whether the file is there. Because these cases that students, they have faced several times, so that I may have to generate the log reports also to show that when they have already uploaded it, but since they have not saved properly, the file is not there, right? And so this, if you get this type of box, that means it's the available space for you to upload something to the system. And so the another thing is, the important thing is preferences, right? The preferences are very, very important, and you can, some option you can set the preferences. But remember, most importantly, when you go to the notification preferences, be very careful. If you have set it up incorrectly, you will not be getting email to your email box, right? All the, as I mentioned, all the messages and all the announcements and will be posted via the field, so that if you have not set it properly, and I will not be getting the email. So that be very careful, be very alert, and before changing the notification preferences that I have already set on top of the site, right? But there's I will be discussing with you about the editor preferences, and editor preferences means I'll show you later. When you are going to type something in the site, like as an example, if you are going to type a forum message, right? And you can add various things. You can add links, you can add pictures, videos, record audios. You can do a lot of things, right? And to do that, you need to have an editor there. Right. And when you click editor preferences, you can see there are two editors. Plain text area means no editor, only just plain text. There are two editors available in fields, Atto HTML editor and Tiny MC HTML editor. These two editors have different options. As an example, Tiny MC HTML editor is very good for doing formatting, right? It has all the features, change font color, change underline color, highlight colors, adding tables, and setting headings, setting different font type, font sizes. All those features are available in the Tiny MC HTML editor. But when you get the Atto HTML editor, it doesn't support very well for formatting, but it has a lot of other features, like it has, you can record audio using Atto HTML editor. You can record video using Atto HTML editor. And also, you can type equations using Atto HTML editor, right? The equation editor is there in the Atto HTML editor. The important thing is here, you can change the editor as the way you want. So that is the nice thing. As an example, if you want to do formatting things in your maybe the writing, typing in the site, you can select your editor as a Tiny MC editor. But if you want some video, audio recording or equation typing, you can change it back to Atto HTML editor, right? So nothing will happen, the things that you have already added to the site, right? First, I will set it as Atto HTML editor and click Save Changes. We'll see what we can do. And like I will go to edit profile. I'll show you here. So this is the area. This type of area you will be getting in any place if you want to type the things in the site, right? It can be a forum message, or it can be a submission typing, right? Whatever. In any place, if there's a space to type, and you will be getting it with the HTML editor. So the HTML editor controls the HTML editor that you set in your preferences. Now, you have noticed I set up the Atto HTML editor as my preferred HTML editor. So this is the Atto HTML editor, right? And in any editor, the first button is a toggle button. Toggle button means the button can show more buttons. So that's the toggle button. So that you can see there are some buttons available in the Atto HTML editor. And so just first expand it. This is to set the only limited options to set whether it's the heading or a paragraph, right? And the bold italic, and change the font color. And it's also very limited colors are available here. Right, I'll show you when we get the TinyMC HTML editor. It has lot of color, different color spectrum to change. And this is the bullets, numbers, and indentation, left indent and outdent, and the link, right? As an example, in your typing, if you want to put a link, maybe the more information are available in some other website. So if you want to put a link to that, and you click more, or the text that you want to appear into the link, and then you select that one, right? Select the link, and you can put the links. You can put the link. I select here, then I will click here, then I type the URL here. Right? What's the URL? That when someone click the more, what's the URL that I want to browse? And remember, when you are putting external links, you have to make sure that you have to click open in new window option. Right? So this option should be selected. Otherwise, it will cover the entire area. And when someone click the link. Right? And here, this is for insert this. If you want to remove the link after adding, this is for unlink. And this is to add the insert and edit image. You can insert an images to the this area. Like you have already done it, you have like you inserted your photo. You can do the similar thing while clicking here, insert image, and you can insert audio or video file here. And the most important thing is in the Atto HTML editor, you can record the audio here, right? When you click record audio, right, and start, by clicking start recording, you can record your voice here, and you can add that recorded things to this area, right? And stop, I will stop recording. It's can check the recording, and whether it's okay, you can attach the recording, right? So that it's available here. Right, can you see that one? And this similarly, you can record a video here also, right? Start recording, then it's asking, and it's recording with the video, and then after finishing, I can stop recording, and then I can attach the recording to this one. Right. So these things are available in the Atto HTML editor, and the other things normal: underline, strike through, subscript, superscript, align, left align, center align, right align, and this is the equation editor, and these are the some special characters if you want to insert, right? Here, and here, if you want to insert a table, and if you are familiar with HTML, and you can go to the HTML view of this page, right? So you can even do the HTML editing here if you want to get appear the things, and go back to the normal mode. And in the equation editor, right? So that when you go and click advanced, see that you can get the equations. And here, because that we can't copy and paste equation to this area, we have to use the text notation to type the equation, right? And you can see when I get an equation, the equation preview here, and the text notation is here. Actually, this is the way that we should type if we want to pass equation in the HTML file, right? So this will be added here, but this is appeared as this one, right? And so the equation editor is available in the Atto HTML editor. You can easily use equation editor to type the equation. Then you can see the text notation here, But when it is previewed, you will be getting the equation in the preview mode. Right? And we'll go and change our text editor is editor preference. We change it back to TinyMC and click Save Changes and see whether we have, you can see where we have a different editor, right? So it's as I mentioned earlier, some other things are similar like bold, italic, and bullets, numbers, link, unlink, other things. But here, when you expand here, can you see that color palette is, I mean, you can add any color here. So it's very highly sophisticated color palette available there, but at HTML it doesn't have. And so highlight colors are also there, and but it doesn't have an equation editor. But it has some special characters, insert special characters option, but it doesn't have an equation editor. We cannot use here. It doesn't provide any space to record video, record audio, nothing, right? But if you want, you can go to the HTML view, and if you want, you can change the different font family, which was not available in the HTML editor, and font size. Right? And so that's the difference between the editors, and you can change it. Feel free to do some experiments, and you can change it. And especially use this when you are using forums, messages, forum typing, and you can use these features. Is it clear? Are there any questions? Do you have any questions up to so far? No questions? Okay, so that please, so that question. I will show you offline activities. I will show you what are the offline activities and how to do these things. Right, and go back to the course that I mentioned. Today's session, we have activities in the how to use faculty e-learning system, right? So this is the course that the activities are available, and you all can access this one. You have already accessed this one since the pre-knowledge assessment was there. Right? When you are doing pre-knowledge assessment, you didn't have any other activities down, but now scroll down, you have some other activities here. Can you see that as I mentioned I have separated into topics. The first one that you to get an idea about the e-learning concept and what is e-learning and what you can do with it, right? And so that I have given external site with a link, and you can access and you can read to have some kind of idea, and a video, small video also, right? So that's the first activity that you have to complete. So those are the offline activity, means that I'm not having the session online, and when you are having time, you can do it, right? It doesn't have online session, right? I'm not doing it online. That's why I refer it as offline activity. No online session for that. Up to you, but I have allocated some time for you to do the activities, and otherwise that it may be very difficult for you to find time. And 2 hours that I expect to do these activities and do the assignment submissions, and 2 hours we'll be doing the online session, right? Now it's understandable. You got the point. Because you had the question that how to do the online offline activities. I hope that I answered your question. And so then the next thing, like the first item and the second navigation through the site and how to navigate it. The things briefly I discussed today are available in this. You can see there are video tutorials available in each and every section. The things that I have discussed today as a summary, more elaborate, it's more informations are available in this video tutorial, right? And you get more information, how to do the navigation in the site, and how to go to dashboard, how to find a course, lot of things, right? And each and every section you can see a video tutorial and an assignment. So that is the activity that you have to complete. You have to do the activity, right? And I have enabled few topics for you that you can complete them. And what is the course structure? You can see that here there are 2 videos for you to view. And there are some other assignment like under the communication through fields also, and the video tutorial and the assignment, right? And thus you already done using forum, because you had to add a forum discussion to introduce yourself, right, in the as first activity. But when you use forum, the forum discussion, forum messages are common for everyone. Everyone can see those things. But let's say that you want to contact an office staff member or the course coordinator of a course, and to get some information, right? And instead of using the forums, we can use, there's an option here, direct messages, right? You can pick a person, you can find a person, and you can send a message directly to that person. Let's say that the more informations are here, but I briefly show you how to do it. And when you refer this video, you get more information. When in a course, you can see there are course tabs here. And when you scroll up, course tabs, maybe you can't see all the course tabs, which I can see because I'm here as a teacher. When you are there as a student, but you also can see some of the tabs. If you want to see the participants in the course, when you click participants, you can see the participants in the course, right? And if you, by clicking on any of your friends or staff member, you can see the profile, right? This profile here, right? Information. And then you can message that person, direct message, right? So I will pick someone from today's session, as I did yesterday, so that we can confirm that Havin, have you used laptop to connect or mobile? E21 428. Savin?
Yes, madam.
You are using laptop?
Yes.
Okay, right. E21 428, right? But I'm using you to send a message. And either you search a person from participant, or you can see in the top bar the message icon, that when you click the message icon, you can get the message drawer. This is we called as a message drawer, right? And in the message drawer, you can search users here, 21 428, right? And I will click the search button. Then I can search, and Savin's information here. So click on that. Now I get a area, type my message. But remember, this is only for uh, simple messages, not the like files. So the detailed message, you can only type very simple text here, right? And just like one sentence, something like that. But the important thing is, Savin, can you check your email? Right. You should be getting an email for the of this message. Very quickly, that message will be, email will be delivered to your email box. Can you just confirm us?
Yes, madam. I received an email saying hi,
Okay, right,
Savin.
okay. You received an email. Also, you received, you can see a red mark here that you received a message, right? In the site, you can see the message in the message drawer.
Yes, madam. I also
Oh.
can see that.
Okay, you just, can you reply to my message back? Just type something and send it.
Miss, did you receive a message?
Still not. Did you click the send icon or press enter?
I pressed the enter.
You replied to my message, right? Or you search me and send. Did you reply to my message or you search me and send? Because I have two profiles in the system. You
I
had to
even send the message.
you had to reply my message. You should not search me and let's say that you received the message something like this. As an example, that I got a message, and while opening here, you write the message and reply. Hi, I got the message here. This is one. I got it. It's already there. Right. Can you all see that? So this is the easiest way that you can communicate directly. Maybe you can communicate directly with even a staff member, right? And as an example, when if you want to see the course coordinator of a course, let's say that assume that you are in first year and you have your courses here, the computing course, and you can see by clicking this I summary and who is the coordinator of the that course, right? And either you click on this and go to profile and send message, or Professor Roshan Ragel, and or search here and search the name and you can communicate it, right? Very easily, very quickly communicate with the system, and mostly staff members also do that, right? You will get messages from the staff members like this because it's one-to-one and personal base. Only the sender and receiver can see the message and get used to that one, and so that you'll most of the staff members are using, and you also can use this one, and you can communicate very quickly rather than sending an email. And so in the course that we have discussed, and the next item is that I will open and the tabs time to time and see whether new tabs are open, and so that my intention is don't get pressure, and I have not put deadlines for the activities this time, right? And I know that you have a lot of work in Realme, so I don't want to put the deadlines here. I wanted to have very free and relaxed environment to follow the foundation IT course, and without putting any deadlines, but it's your responsibility and to complete the activities, right? And here, the next thing that we have completed the discussion forum and direct messaging and the assignment. Next, it come to the assignment. Remember, assignment is a very important activity that you will be using to submit the assignment. And there are two types of assignment that you have to use in the site. One is that you have to type your answer on site, right? And in that you will be getting the text editor, as I mentioned, and the typing area, and then you have to type your assignment, or maybe there you may have to add the pictures, you may have to upload the file, right? Maybe there are things to available with the written area. No, I didn't put the notice. If I want, I can put notice, but I think it's disturb, and I'll get back email, right? So that it's very hard. But you will not be getting notification. But I will all the mostly that I have enabled up to quizzes today, and within this weekend, by tomorrow, I will enable all the activities here, right? By tomorrow, I will enable all the activities here so that you can complete all the activities within this week. I'll tell and the date and time that I will enable all the activities. Oh, I can just send an email message notice that I have enabled all the activities in the course page. And here, word means, let me come to the first, the first type of assignment is type on the site, right? But the second type of an assignment is upload as a file, right? So that's another type of assignment. In some assignment, you are asked, you are not, I mean, you don't have any place to type. You are asked to upload the file, right? So that uploading file can be sometimes Word, or as a PDF, or maybe like your design file, MATLAB file, right? Whatever. Let's say that you have the class, you have the practical MATLAB, right? Then your upload file is not a Word file or not a PDF. It's a design, that MATLAB file, right? If you are having AutoCAD tutorial class, then after finishing the AutoCAD tutorial class, you need to submit the sign that your answer. Then your file is a drawing, AutoCAD file, right? So it depends on the assignment. Sometimes it may be a Word, or sometimes it's asked to submit as a PDF. So sometimes it can be a design, picture, video, audio, whatever, right? So that assignment you submit as a file. You upload the file. And the upload file means sometimes it's not just one file. Let's say that you have to have some camp, right? And you have survey camp, and in that survey camp, you have to upload a lot of files, several files, maybe 5 or 6 files in your assignment link, right? So it depends on the assignment and it depends on the practical class that you are in, but the similar way that you will be getting something similar to this one. I will switch role to student, otherwise I will not be getting the same thing. Let's say that assignment, the first type I mentioned is the type answer. You have to type the answer, write your answer. Then when you get the assignment like this, then you have to click add submission, and you will be getting a place to type your answer. This is the right answer. Then after writing it, you have to click save changes. But when you have an assignment with the file submission link, right? Here, it's right to answer submission, and here upload the file, this assignment. Now, when you click add submission, now you have a place to upload files. See the difference, right? Earlier, you had the place, you had the area to type your answer, write your answer, HTML editor. Now you have a place to upload the file, right? So that the number of files that are uploaded that I expected in this assignment, you can see in the description, right? How many files that you need to upload, whether it's single file or multiple file, and then it will give the restrictions. So I have not made any restrictions here. And after uploading, you have to make sure you have to click the link again, see whether your files are there, right? So when you uploaded the files, it will, all the files that you have uploaded will be displayed here. If we want to do the editing and after completing your upload, it will show as the edit submission, not add submission. Then while clicking edit submission, you can change, you can delete the existing file, you can upload new file within the given time period. Remember, when in the real assignment, you will be getting a deadline, right? And within the deadline, you can do anything. You can just change your submission. You can delete the existing file and add the new file. But after the deadline, and here the online system deadline is a deadline, right? And please don't wait until, if the deadline is 12 midnight, don't wait until 11:55 to submit the assignment, right? If something goes wrong, you will not realize, the time will pass, right? So here the deadline is deadline, and if you want to change the deadline, you have to go talk to the course coordinator and you have to give the explanation. You have to do a lot of things, right? So that try to complete the submissions within the time period, because the real assignment are having the deadline in your courses, right? And so now, can you understand the first question about the MS Word? You can use MS Word to type your answers, but if it's only the report, but depends on the practical, depends on the class that you are in, depends on the assignment that we expect, right? And the next thing is a quiz, and you have already done quizzes. The normal exam, the normal online exam that you have done too, now you have some kind of familiarity. But there are some other type of games type of quiz can be available in your course pages. As an example, and I put 3 game type of quizzes, and here this is a crossword puzzle. Quiz is a crossword, right? It's a quiz, it's an assessment, I remember, but it shows us in a different way, like a game, right? You can see it's some questions, it's IT questions, but you have to fill the puzzle, not normal answer in the quiz. And similarly, there are some other type of one memory game. And you can use this as some relaxing things. And those things also can be available. It depends on the lecturer, right? And if the lecturer is very familiar with these tools, and he or she will use such things, find the words. It's like some relaxing games type quizzes in your course page. And then the other type, other thing that you have to get familiar is the questionnaire. And the questionnaires, you will be getting questionnaires during your stay at the faculty, several type of questionnaires. And so that the next is that you can see when you get a questionnaire, you have to you are familiar with Google Forms, right? Filling forms, very similar. The question is also very similar to that. You will get few questions and you have to answer. And when you are writing, when you are filling the questionnaire, here you can save the answers. Like you are filling the Google Forms, you can save the answers. And until you submit the answers, you can change, right? And if there is a deadline, within the deadline, you can say change it several times, the saved answer, then finally you can submit it, right? And here also you will get a video tutorial, and then questionnaire, then when you click this one, this is the video tutorial how to complete a questionnaire. Then the questionnaire will be displayed like this. And here you can get the view the questionnaire. Here the thing is like so only students can take the questionnaires. It is activities hidden. And you will be getting questions and to fill the questions in the questionnaire. And that's another important thing is you have to understand and you have to learn is the information collection. It's not a questionnaire. It's a type of database that we are collecting information. Especially there are some special locations we use this activity to collect information. As an example, when you are selecting the field, that you know that the streaming we are doing it using your GPA, and so that you have to provide that your preferences, that you prefer to do civil engineering is the first preference and computer engineering the second preference. So those information you have to provide some things similar to this form, right? Something similar to this form. And so that's why you need to get familiar. We call this as a database in fields, and you have to get familiar completing this type of forms to provide information, right? And to provide in some situation, you will be getting this type of activities. And there is another things that self-learning materials. Remember, there are two types of self-learning materials I will enable you in this course. The first material type is an online book. Online book means that it's a kind of, this is a video tutorial. Online book is a kind of book that you can refer online. It's very similar to the normal book. You have the table of contents here. If you want, you can close the block drawer. The table of content will go and the first page of your book. And you can click next to go to the second page like this, right? So if you want to get back the block drawer, you can open the block drawer. So this is the table of contents of this book. And it doesn't have any activity. It's not interactive, right? It's just similar to you read a book in like a printed book. You read something on the screen, right? And display it as like a book. It's a self-reference material, right? And we use it to refer you to, you have to, student has to do it. And there's another type of self-reference material I'm using. It's we called as a lesson, right? Lesson is not, it's a, there is a similarity between lesson and book, but it also that I told you that I will introduce free and open source software, and I've used lesson activity. And here, maybe there are questions inside in between the lesson. In the book, you didn't have any questions inside, but in lessons, there may be some questions that you have to answer to clarify whether you have learned the things in this lesson, right? Maybe you refer first page, second page, third page, and the fourth page can be a question, right? Again, you have to refer. Sometimes, if you don't answer the questions properly, you might not be able to continue, right? So you have to refer the pages again and answer the questions correctly, then continue, right? So that is the lesson, and it's also a self-learning material available in the fields. And you will be experiencing, you'll be getting chance to refer this material, and in this how to use fields course. And the other important thing is the feedback. Feedback is that that you will be getting lot of feedback to complete. And remember, I should tell it to you, and you can see that my course, that these the courses that I have developed, right? Every time I want to develop it in a nice way, that you don't feel like maybe that that e-learning is not that much easy to develop an online course, because we have to always think about the student perspective. And I want to make the course page a little bit colorful so that you won't easily bored, and so that it takes time, right? It takes a lot of time, especially to develop the activities, have to think further whether the student can do it alone, whether it's appropriate for self-learning, and how the informations are presented here. So a lot of things that we have to think, right? So that, but at the end of the course, it's we have a doubt whether we have done correctly, whether the students are okay with the things that we have done, whether the students are satisfied with this online course, maybe the layout, or maybe using the pictures like this, or whether they think that the activities are too easy to do or too complicated, or the guidelines are not enough to follow the course, or the lecturer, the way that lecturer is doing is something maybe very fast, or cannot understand, or maybe that if the lecturer can change the voice, maybe in higher tone or the lower tone, or describe the subject little bit, more clearly, might help, right? And so that is what we expect from the student at the end of the course, right? So that is the feedback. That you have to complete, that we call normally as course evaluation or teacher evaluation. So that's a symbolic word that we are using in our courses. Each and every courses, maybe after each and every lab classes, you might need to fill the evaluation, right? So that evaluation, I don't know, and the situation is pathetic. Most of the students, they just skip it, right? And even when we ask to complete the evaluation, only few students spend maybe only 5 minutes. It will be taking only 5 minutes to complete the evaluation. But I know most of the lecturers are trying hard to get the evaluation field from the students, right? And they just avoid it. So I want to insist you, and since you are starting your journey as a student of a faculty, and I believe that it's the responsibility of as a student to provide feedback, right? And when you come here, when you come to this seat, you will realize, and even though we are getting a salary to do the job, but actually that what I see in most of our lecturers, we don't think this as a job, right? And I don't feel, I mean, when I'm sitting here and starting to design my online course, and always my intention is, okay, I want the student should not feel bored while looking at my course page, right? I want them to bond with it and have some positive positive mind to go to next activity, or like they don't feel isolation, lot of things that I had to think, right? And so when I request a feedback for my work, so it's a responsibility of student to provide your true opinion, because as the you might, and I'm the one who handled the learning management system, and I'm the super admin there, and I can assure, and when it is set to anonymous, no one can, even me, I also cannot trace who has put this maybe that you are providing, you are submitting an answer, that I cannot trace who has put that submission, right? I only get the information, no way, nothing. It's not possible to trace, it's not possible to refer which student has put which information, right? Only we get the information, so that you don't want to worry about that maybe you might think, okay, lecturer might think something about me. No, you don't want to worry. That even when you write, if you have a feedback form, if you write it, maybe you can think, okay, someone catch it from my handwriting, right? But here you don't want to worry, right? No handwriting, no indication, no registration number is collected. It's completely anonymous, right? So that please, as habit, fill the evaluation forms you get. It can be either course evaluation, or it can be either teach evaluation. Complete it, fill it from your true opinion, right? I mean, for me, I'm very open for the criticism and your feedback, right? If you think that, okay, if you can just say, okay, this might, you can suggest something, right? You can suggest. If you have done this in this way, student might get more from it, right? It's just an opinion, right? It can be wrong or can be correct. Maybe there is something that I can grab it and apply it when I'm doing lectures, or when I'm editing course pages for the next batches, right? So it's very, very useful. Right? So remember and think about it further. I think Dr. Vijay Kulasuri also trying to give you that, and we can develop student with a very high knowledge level, but society needs the people who are with the knowledge as well as with empathy, right? And so we need the quality people, right? That is what our intention. Not only give the knowledge, but I mean, we have to think about others empathically, and because I have seen most of the lecturers are trying very hard to get the feedback done from the student, right? So that's why I spend few minutes to say, and I think as my duty, and please assure my word that as admin, I can assure that when all the feedback forms are set to as anonymous, and when it is set to anonymous, no one can trace it, right? And so don't avoid the feedback, don't avoid the course or teach evaluation online, and when you are asked to complete it. Right. And so those are the things that you have to get familiar, get to know, and get confident when you are using e-learning system. And there are some other online tools also that we have to discuss. And the next session, I'll be discussing with you what are those online tools and how to use it. And then without any problem, with very high confidence, you can use fields or most of the features available there and within your stay at the faculty. Right. Okay. So that I've been talking and talking, so that I would like to hear your voices also, so that you can ask any questions. Don't worry, you can just unmute your mic and talk if you have question, or you can use a chat pane. But I prefer that if you can unmute your mic and talk and ask questions. What do you think? Do you think that it might be interested using the e-learning system? Feels? Officially means that you will be having 2 weeks physical session in that foundation course, that Realme. Then mostly that I can't exactly remember the date. Maybe July. As soon as the first, still we have the first year student, and as soon as their exam is over, your batch will be started. Yes, all the records will be available in the session arrangement page, and today I don't have time. Tomorrow, even tomorrow is a holiday, that doesn't matter. I'll add it tomorrow, the recordings to the session arrangement in the session arrangement page. And after finishing this session, adding your recording, I will available the other group recording also. The both recordings will be available on the page. Yes, you can delete the messages. Let's say that here the messages here, click on the message, then you get the delete icon. When you click on it, you can select this. If you want to delete both, select this one and delete this one. Right? Did you get it? Any questions? Yes, grades tab. If I go to grades tab, and here I will show the user report. Right. So this is the report that you get. You can get the grades of maybe if the lecturers are going to give the grades like assignment grades here, you will be getting the grades here, your grade, assignment, quiz grades, assignment, and you can see all the assignment and activities here, right? And you'll be getting the grade here, only your grade, right? You can get the grade from the course, or you have the grades tab here. When you go to grades, you can see all your courses, and each and every course you can, let's say that like user report, something similar to this. That I will hit OK if I select one, and can see that if he's attempt this quiz, and grade will be marked and grade will be displayed here. You got it? Did you get it, the grades tab? Okay. Any more questions? Yes. And when you are doing a quiz, you will be getting all the answers back on the written answers, but the time will elapse. And if such case, you can ask for an override from the course coordinator. You can ask from the course coordinator, and he can override and provide extra time for you. We are doing it, and let's say that when in the computers, and if a particular person and the internet connection fail, that can give time override, or even we can give attempt override. I have given some attempt override for some student in the English test, because they have done a lot of some silly things, and I have given attempt override for some specific students, because that when you start the quiz, the time will elapse, the time will not stop, even though you take out from the quiz. You log out from the system, even that when your quiz is started, the attempt will continue and the time will elapse. You can get back the attempt again, but the time is gone. Actually, for this course, not teaching a specific programming language. We are just teaching the fundamentals of programming and a tool to develop app. But in your first year, you will be learning Python, MATLAB, and some other programming languages. What do you mean? How long means the availability? It's available, and when I add it to the course page, it will be available forever. You don't want to get hurry to download or nothing. It will be available. The course access will be available while the site, if the site continues and without having problem, and when you are staying at the faculty, I will not remove your access. I think that's what you asked, right? Or do you wanted to know? Okay, any more? Feel free to ask any question from me, right? And I will try my maximum that to answer it. If I don't know it, maybe I can get it from someone else. Okay, since that questions are over, we have 5 more minutes. That if you have no, it's if you delete it, it's only from you. You can't delete others. I didn't get the message. You should belong to either CD or AB groups. It cannot be that, because are there anyone who doesn't belong to either AB or CD groups? No, it's separated by one number, and everyone should be belong to either CD. As I can remember, from 001 to 225 belong to AB, and the 226 to the rest of them belong to CD. The grades and everything, you have to talk with the course coordinators. Normally, there's a deadline to give grades, and the staff has to provide grades before the deadline. Like, and the assignment, when you upload, means it's automatically submitted. No, you don't need to know any programming language or any knowledge. Nothing. All right, and one thing I missed to, because I didn't have time to run, I have to play a video, and how to find because I'm in the computing center, and you need to know the computing center. I will add that video to the course page, so that please play that video also, right? And having a problem to play that video today, I don't know why. And I'll put that video to the course page, so that please play it and see how we prepare video how to find the computing center, because you have to come to the computing center for your lab classes and the practicals. And please play the video. I'll make it available in the course page. I'm having a problem to play it, right? That's right. Okay, right, and seems no questions. And check the course page tomorrow around 10-11, and I will upload the recordings, and you, if you want, you can just go through, and also the video that how to find the computing center. And if you have time, you can refer the AB group recordings also, because it's very, sometimes I might miss the things in that session, and sometimes I might add the things in this session, because it's very hard. Anyway, I have a plan, but sometimes I might discuss a few things differently in both sessions, so that that's why I make available both sessions recording for you to access, so that when you have time, just go through both sessions. Right, and so I stop sharing. So then, so we'll wind up the session for today. Seems the questions are over, and thank you for joining the session, and have a nice weekend. We'll see next week.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.